It's that time of year again. Record Store Day is upon us. But first, I have a couple of pickups to show you. See you in a second. Hello everyone, it's Pirate again. I hope you are having a stupendous record store day. I definitely had a good one, and before we get into that, I wanted to show you a couple of things that I picked up. Well, really, they were birthday gifts. My birthday has come and passed, and I've just been super busy. Like, life just all of a sudden just decided to ramp up and be really busy, so I am sorry that there was a month gap in between. However, I do want to show what I did receive for my birthday. The first thing is from my buddy Chris. He got me Maren Morris's Girl. And this is on lemon yellow vinyl. I'll show you that very briefly. So it definitely looks like a nice lemon curd. I have really been excited for this new album. Her first album really excited me. You know, I like artists like Kelsea Ballerini. I like, you know, Carrie Underwood and Miranda Lambert, but there was just something about Maren Morris that... Sorry, I saw a speck of dust here. Hang on, it's bothering me. Sorry about that. But there is just something about Maren that, to me, is just so different and out there. And she just has this awesome attitude that I really like. So I'm very thankful for this. And the second one that I received is Owl City Ocean Eyes. The big song that you would know from this is probably Fireflies. This came out 10 years ago. And 10 years ago, I had no idea that this thing right here, let me zoom in and show you, is actually a building. I had no idea. And that's the beauty of records, is that, I'll show you the gatefold very briefly, is that sometimes you really just, you don't know. This is on, let me pull them out. What's nice about these, this is both pockets that you pull the LPs out of. You can either pull it out of the seam or on the side. So I'm going to go ahead and pull those out so I can briefly show you. The first one, well, really the second album is on Translucent Blue, and actually really pretty translucent blue. The other one I can think of that I have that is just translucent blue is my Evanescence, not Careless Whisper, Eternal Whisper, the one that it was from Record Store Day a couple of years ago. And that has some of the B-sides, and the second LP is White. This album is electronic music. Has a few clicks and pops here and there, but it is really, really good. I have one more package waiting for me as of the filming of this video, and probably I will not be opening it up on camera. That's saved for just another time. Today was just busy with everything with Record Store Day and all the other stuff I had to take care of life-wise today, so glad I'm taking some time to sit down and film this for you. Before we get into what I got proper, I'd just like to show some of the freebies that I got, and there's quite a bit, so I'm going to try and run through these as quickly as possible. The record store I go to every single year, and actually really every single time, including Black Friday, they have a free breakfast, and during the free breakfast there are giveaways. Well, there are these two giant boxes, or really three giant boxes full of CDs, so I know Frank over at channel 33 RPM is talking about the CD resurgence, so I thought why not show some of the CDs and DVDs that I happened to pick up while I was there. But first, let's start with the smalls. We have a Matt DeMarco pin, which is really cool. We have the Record Store Day Ambassadors pin. Pearl Jam was the Record Store Day Ambassador, and just as a little FYI, I did not end up getting their Record Store Day release, mainly because I didn't like the song selection on it, and it's a Record Store Day first, so really lackluster when it comes to being Record Store Day ambassadors. They really should have had something with a little more pop, in my opinion. But What does have some pop is these guitar picks that were put in our bags. And I'll show the bag from Record Store Day in just a moment. But this is a guitar pick that is not sponsored, but has Joe Bonamassa's name on there. So I thought that was cool. I actually got a set of 2 of everything because I had someone else with me. So I'm able eventually to, I have a nice, right behind me, I think you might be able to see it on the camera, is my little guitar pick frame. So I might just be able to put both of them in there. I'm looking forward to that. I got a French Kiss Records sticker. And I'll show you the back if you want to pause the video and read that. Also got this postcard for Santana's Africa Speaks, new album that is coming out, what does it say, June 7th? Featuring Buka, I'm horribly probably butchering this name, produced by Rick Rubin, includes the single Breaking Down the Door, available June 7th, and there's the back for you. Also, every year they do come out with a compilation CD. This year's is light blue. And if you want to read the back, I'll just let you pause the video for a second to read the back. And we're getting into the rest of the CDs in just a moment. But since I was one of the first 10 or so in line, let me just move all of this over into one of my props here. Because I was one of the first in line, I did get something a little extra. Concert tickets. The owner did not need to do this. Martin over at Vinyl Days Records, you deserve the biggest shout out for one of the best celebrations I've seen for Record Store Day. Even looking online and seeing others' responses, it's just awesome. These are just various shows at what's called the Norva. I'm not going to show the tickets online because they have barcodes, of course, but I'm very glad that I was able to receive that. So let's now go ahead and just briefly take a look at all of these CDs. The first one here, and I haven't ordered it's going, is a Mammoth Mount to the Mountain. I do not know anything about this, but the cover interested me, and it's just in one of those digital CDs. It hasn't even been opened. One of just these normal paper sleeves. We have a DVD of Dollface, I think it's called Dollface, Legends Don't Die, They Kill. No idea what this is, but I'm excited to take a look at it. We have Warbinger with Woe to the Vanquished. Again, one that is unopened. My store is mainly a vinyl store, so I guess they don't really have any use for CDs. But hey, I benefited because I got a whole bunch of them. Seven Kingdom. This is Decennium. It looks like this is a full EP. It says EP. I don't know if it's an actual album. You can fit an album on one of these, definitely. We have Phantasma, the Deviant Hearts. And every single release date is on these discs. So I guess these are like promotional or even just singles. There's Life of Agony, a place where there's no more pain. Every time I read this, I said there is, it's just theirs. We have Rick Esterin and the Nightcats, Groovin' in Greaseland. And this is in a different sleeve, and it does look like a full album because this looks like an album jack with artwork. So I'm interested in taking a look at this one. We have Prince's Musicology. We have an EP from Nine Shrines called Misery. And it is pretty nice booklet. Not booklet, casing. So let me put the CD down so you can see the inner artwork. I'm just breezing through these very quickly. We have Hearts of Glass by Beth Nielsen Chapman. And this looks like a full album that is shaking as I show you the gatefold. We have a live CD DVD of Paul McCartney. This is Good Evening New York City. We also have, let me just make this stack nice here, M2M, Shades of Purple. I was very excited to see this because I love that song, Don't Say You Love Me, and that's on here. So I'm very excited to be taking a look at that. And the reason I didn't take Paul McCartney out, I might as well just show you, is it is a very large packaging. Oh yeah, there, it is a very large packaging. I have to move about just to show you all that's offered there, but it does look like it is very good. I cannot wait to listen to this one. The last couple are unopened, so we have 30 Seconds to Mars, This Is War, and I do plan on opening these and listening to them eventually. We have Morrissey, Vauxhall and I hopefully did not butcher that. If I do, tell me the pronunciation of this, because I'd love to know. And finally, we have Joe Bonamassa, live at Carnegie Hall, an acoustic evening. And I think this is just so cool. Hopefully you can see this in the light, but it is very shiny. And there's the track listing for you. I'm not done with the freebies. Just when you think I'm not done, just when you think I'm done, I'm not done. It's crazy. So there were 2 posters that I had gotten. The first is actually Led Zeppelin, and hopefully I can just show you how freaking beautiful. I hope the camera conveys this, because this is a just beautiful, beautiful poster. And I have 2 copies now. I might give one away, but since I have 2 copies, I can leave one kind of unused. I might not end up using this anyway, but who knows. And the last thing I wanted to show you is the Record Store Day Dogfish Head poster. But before I do that, I just wanted to run through the ones that I've gotten over the years. I'm very excited every time Record Store Day comes along, just because I've been collecting the Dogfish Head posters since I've been going. So it's kind of like, I guess a little incentive for me to go a little early to get these, but I'm very excited. So we have, the very first one I got is Dogfish Head 2015 Record Store Day Analog Beer for the Digital Age. I think this might have been the first year that they partnered with Record Store Day. You know, this nice little monster who is listening to a nice record. You know, this guy's maybe, you know, a little too much like me. You know, listening to records and enjoying maybe a good drink and just relaxing. You know, I dig this guy, and I really dig this poster. It's probably one of my favorites out of the bunch. And it's gotten some love. If you can't see this, I have a tape back here. I really should frame this, but that's a conversation for another day. For 2016, they did switch it up. For this one, we have I apologize, a cup, a beer, you know, mug, and it is spinning a record with a nice kind of setup in the background. Music library, analog beer for the digital age, Record Store Day 20. We're on 16 now, right? Yes, 2016. We move on to 2017, which is arguably the funniest out of all of them. And if you saw my old background, you notice these kind of floating around. And I always change it up. For Record Store Day, here is Record Store Day 2017's. And Dogfish Head. So they changed up where they put the analog beer for the digital age. And then we have last year's, which I don't say it's the weakest. It's probably the strangest out of all of them. So we have this one here. It looks like 2 cool cats just chilling with some music on in the background. You know, they got their pets involved, and you know, the turntable and everything is kind of just the center of the room. I think this is the coolest part, where this ghost kind of follows through and goes to here. Every time I look at these, I always notice something different. This is the first time I've ever noticed that little wisp that's coming out from the turntable and playing that. And now we get to move on to the next one, and arguably this is one that I think has been the best in years. I did not get this release, however, I love it just for the colors itself. And every single one has felt high quality with the way they printed it. But just the way this one feels, they have gone above and beyond. And this one here is related to the Grateful Dead. And just look at these colors. I mean, it makes me want to get a blacklight and put this under a blacklight. I'm sure this will probably glow something amazing. I mean, seriously, just look at this. This is awesome. So when I saw this, I was hoping to get one because it's almost a tradition to get one of these on top of what I buy for Record Store Day. So I'm very excited to have this and add it to my collection. Just when you think I'm done with the freebies, I'm still not done. We have one more thing. We have to talk about the Record Store Day bag. So for the past couple of years, there has been an official bag for Record Store Day. And, you know, I use these for different things all the time, but I wanted to show this one. And arguably, this one is my favorite out of all of them. I love the one with the little records from last year, but just look how cute this is. Look how cute. It's a little punk rock hamster riding on the record. This is so awesome. Now, sometimes, it's not on the back of mine. Sometimes you'll have shops put their own logo on the back. Mine didn't, but I love this bag. Every year I get one of these and use it for whatever. And when I film my videos, I put it, you know, put the records in. They're going to show you in here. But yeah, so let's go ahead and get into the records themselves. I just wanted to preface, some of these are, actually one of these is for a friend, not for myself. And then there's one more I did get, but I cannot show on camera because the person who I'm sending this to is for their birthday, and this video comes out before I'm able to send it to them. So at a later time, I will reveal what it is. I actually might, you know what? At a later time, you're going to see a snippet where I go over that release. So keep an eye out for that. But I'm leaving one out purposefully. And let me just make sure that that is not shown on camera. And I will leave that out purposefully so that they do not know what they are getting. I'm very sneaky like that. So let's go ahead and go over what I got. So the first thing, and the friend I got this for owes me money for this because what we did, his store, my friend lives in a different state, so we kind of band together and see, okay, does your store have XYZ, this or that? So my store opens up a little earlier than his, and we're on the same time zone. So we just decided to, I just said, hey, do you want this, XYZ? I couldn't find the other releases that he wanted, but he was able to find at least one more, which is great. I'm very happy about that. However, the first thing I'm going to show is not mine. It's a friend's, and you will get this very shortly if you are watching this. But you know, you owe me money. You promised. He promised he was gonna pay me back for this, but for one of the things I wanted in here, my store only got one, and there was an allotment issue overall. I mean, I've seen videos here on YouTube where owners are saying they didn't get as much allotment as they thought they would. Some of the things I saw, you know, there was a lot, there was very little, and one of the things I really wanted, which I'm saving for the end, yeah, I'm saving that for the end, I didn't think I was going to get. I reached out to my friend to make sure that if I didn't get it, he could find it. I found it easy because one of the strategies I'm actually going to be starting to implement is talk to the people in line, see what they want, and then if you get in good, you know, if you get kind of in good with them, you know, so I see some of the same people every year, so it's kind of cool just to talk to them for a couple of seconds or a couple of minutes, and you know, it was kind of cool. This crowd was a lot chiller than last time. It was really cool and really sociable, which is kind of strange for me. But just get in good with some of the people, you know, in the crowd. If you're in a situation like Amoeba, you're going to fill out your form, and they'll just pick the things for you. If it's not like that, it might behoove you to start talking to some of the people in front of you or behind you, especially if you have a wonky number, like within a 10 range. That would be useful. So I'm very glad I got what I did, but I know there was some numbers that weren't there. One of the things I did want, unfortunately I did not get, is Lost in Translation soundtrack. However, you know, it's part of the day, and for me, I wasn't that bummed, to be completely honest. I was just kind of passive interest. It was kind of like everybody was hyping it up. But for me, everything else that I got, I actually had to put some things down. You know, money. But for me, there was enough there to warrant it's okay if there's something that I can't get. I always do that. I always go into the expectation of, I'm at least going to get one thing that's kind of cool. So with that being said, first thing I want to show is the Soccer Mommy EP. This is for Young Hearts. It is a gatefold. I'm not going to open this on camera. Actually, I'm not going to open any of these on camera. And if you want to take a look at the back, it is a debut EP. I think it might be double wax. I'm not sure. No, it looks like a single. But I'm going to have to bug my friend to send me a picture of this, a nice picture of this, so I can show you guys what it looks like on camera. Again, I'm not going to show the other thing at this moment because it is being sent as a gift for a friend. But I'm going to have that friend promise me, and you know who you are, that you are going to send some pictures for me so I can show everybody else at a later date what it looks like. It is time now to show you what I got. So the very first thing I'd love to show is My Chemical Romance's The Black Parade is Dead. I do not have The Black Parade yet, but I cannot pass this up. Black Parade is one of my top 10 albums, like, of all time. What I mean by that is it's one of those albums that is, I'd say double LP. It is a perfect 10 in my book. It has aged so well, and I can listen to it now and get something different out of it than I did when I was a teenager. Ha! Nice little pun there. But it does have, so it has bonus tracks, 3 bonus tracks. It's a limited edition double LP. I'm guessing it's black vinyl. I'm fine with it being black vinyl. Colored vinyl could be a gimmick. Let's see. It does have the death certificate from the original release. I'm not planning on opening this on camera. I have 2 other things that I have to get through. But I just want to take time. You know, I open up everything like, oh, kitty candy store. I actually want to savor it. I actually want to savor. I have my Owl City and Maren Morris that I've listened to, but I haven't listened to them like at least 2 or 3 times. I want to get to the point where I'm actually listening to something 2 or 3 times and still having some brand new stuff to open. So I don't know what I'm going to open first yet. Still 2 more things to show you, but Black Parade is Dead. And I'm very happy to just own this one. And if you can't tell on the back, I'll let you look at the track listing. The band performed the entirety of the Black Parade, beginning to end, starting from the end all the way to Blood. Well, Famous Last Words is really the last track, but Blood is a bonus, one of those bonus tracks. So I'm very excited to have this. The next one I want to show you, some people who are longtime watchers of this channel or who know me kind of personally, and you know who you are, you know, my personal friends who watch this channel, they thought they would probably see this one as a no-brainer, and that is Billy Joel's Live at Carnegie Hall. Just the story behind this alone put it up high on my list. There was the Crow soundtrack I put down, there was the Bingo Handjob one, which is REM that I put down. I even had the Struts, which is a very, very, very limited one that I put down, all because of this. This one, to say The Stranger means a lot to me is an understatement. And I could have put this last, but there's just something about the last one that I need to show it last, in my opinion. But if you want to take a look at the track listing, there it is. This is a beautiful, beautiful package. I'm blown away by the packaging on this. And if you want to take a look at the hype sticker, I don't see the Record Store Day hype sticker on it, but that's okay. I'm just... So this, it's a 1977 concert for the first time on vinyl. I heard it on YouTube about a month or so before, not even realizing it was out. And I was just blown away. You know, the energy. I love, you know, like this one here and this one. Along with my Linkin Park live release, along with my national live release, I love live albums. And this one is just, it's amazing, and I could sit here for hours talking about this, but the story behind it, where it says it was recorded 1 month before The Stranger, or The Stranger Sessions as it calls it, just before The Stranger was recorded, and it was mixed from the original multi-tracks by Phil Ramone and Frank Filippetti in 2007 as a 2 LP set, and it does come with a digital download. But this is as legendary as a show as you can get. So again, we have tracks like Miami, 2017, Teen Lights Go On Broadway, Prelude to Angry Young Man, New York State of Mind, Just the Way You Are, She's Got Away, The Entertainer, Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. There are some band introductions, Captain Jack, I Love These Days, Say Goodbye to Hollywood, and Souvenir. All very, very good Billy Joel songs. Souvenir, I Love These Days, and Captain Jack. If you have not heard those songs, or even New York State of Mind, or if you don't know any of his non-hits, go listen to them. I would recommend Souvenir. Allentown's pretty good. That's a hit. River of Dreams is fantastic. She's Got Away is another really good one. And of course, that's, you know, the hits. But Vienna is really good. Stiletto, fantastic song. I'm harkening back and thinking back to that Billy Joel tribute band. But this was, he just wrapped up his tour and was finishing at Carnegie Hall. And in the audience was the producer that would eventually go on to produce The Stranger. And this was the first time that he premiered 3 of the songs that would be on The Stranger, including Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. So, again, no-brainer for me. I got 2 of the live releases. So, you know, me thinking that I was going to go completely for soundtracks, I got 2 of the live releases. But I ultimately did get 1 of the soundtracks. And I know I'm probably going to get some flack in the comments. I've already gotten flack on Reddit for this. But I don't care. This is out of 1500. It's going to come out eventually. But I had to get it. So for those long time viewers, if you remember, and I'm in my record room, on this wall right here is my setup, and always in the upper right hand corner, if you follow my Instagram, you'll notice a record in the upper kind of left hand corner. That was signed by Paramore. Paramore has had a couple of Record Store Day releases, the Broken Record, well, Half Record Ain't It Fun release, which I did get signed by the band, the Lotus Flower Sessions, which is just basically the 3 interludes, or yeah, the interludes on the self-titled album, which I don't have, unfortunately. And there's this one as well. And there's a story behind this. I don't remember if I did a Grails video. If I did, I'll link it in the description. However, there is one song that I think I did a Holy Grails video, and if I did, I'll leave... So, I did a... one of my Holy Grails is the Paramore Singles Club box set. Now, that is not Record Store Day exclusive. However, it is one of the most expensive things that is on my want list. However, this is one of the songs that is in the Singles Club box set was featured in a pretty predominant movie back in the day, like about 10 years ago-ish. And it's a movie I don't necessarily care for. Well, I didn't get to see it. Actually, no, it's the second one I didn't care for. But this one I saw and was like, okay, but I had to get this, and there was only 1 of them. So I worked with the guy who was directly in front of me. He wanted the Kate Bush release, so I grabbed that for him. He grabbed this for me. All was good, but there was only 1 copy of this. And I am just so glad that I had this, because other than the Billy Joel, which I knew he would have plenty of, this I knew was something special. And yes, it's a Record Store Day first release. I don't care. It's very limited. It was 1,500. I think this one was out of 3,000. I think this one here was out of 3,000. And this one, I don't know the release of this. He had 2 stacks of this and 2 stacks of even the Crow. But this one is special. This is the Transformers Dark of the Moon soundtrack. This has not been before released on wax. And it'll say here. Yeah, this is probably the only colored one I have. But I am so happy that I have this. The Singles Club box set. The Singles Club box set is my number 1. Actually, no, that's my number 2. My number 1 is The Other Side by Tonight Alive. But what the Singles Club box set lacks in price, the Other Side is rare. However, even though it is a different mix, the song Monster, which is the second song on this soundtrack, is part of that Singles Club box set. I now have part of my Holy Grail. I'm sorry that it was part of Transformers. I don't care. This is a really good soundtrack anyway. We have Iridescent by Linkin Park, Paramore's Monster, The Only Hope for Me Is You, My Chemical Romance, Taking Back Sunday, Faith When I Let You Down, Stained, The Bottom, Art of Dying, Get Through This, Goo Goo Dolls, All That You Are, Theory of a Dead Man, Head Above Water, Black Veil Brides, Set the World on Fire, Skillet, Awake and Alive, the Rock Radio Mix, and Mastodon, Just Got Paid. And I'm just checking here. The Only Hope for Me Is You. It is not on this. So I have 2 My Chemical Romance releases. But this was the number 1. This had to be the number 1. Even though my number 1 band is Not Alive, this had to be number 1 for me. And I'm very, very happy to have this. So just to recap, the ones I did want for myself. Again, I got the Billy Joel release. I got the My Chemical Romance live release. And I got the Transformers release. Now, out of the 3, I don't know which I'm going to crack open first. But I definitely think this one's going to be saved for last. That's definite. So it's probably going to be one of these 2. And if you follow my Instagram, which I leave in every single one of my videos, I will post whichever one up that I did get. Or what I did get. I got all of them, which if you saw my Instagram, of course, but I'll show you which one out of these 2 I listened to first. But I definitely plan on spending my time with all of them. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching this video in full. I don't even know how long this video is. Ugh. I don't even have a clock in this room. So thank you so much if you've gotten to the end here. It means a whole lot to me that you watched this video. Did you participate in Record Store Day? How was the line where you are? Did your store do anything special? I'd love to know. Let me know down in the comments below. And I will have another video coming. I did my pickups here. But I do owe Frank at Channel 33 RPM at least one video because I have been participating in the 50 Albums Challenge. I'm actually looking at the stack that I have set kind of off camera. And I said I was going to set out and do 5 videos, 1 for each 10. Well, now I'm at 12. So when I think I'll do just like a 25 video. I don't know at this point, but I definitely know I want to have a video. So you will definitely be seeing a video related to that here shortly. But until then, that's it for this video. Thank you so very much again for watching. And as I always say at the end of everything I do, including my podcast and this video or any videos, when the waters get rough, please, please keep on sailing. Even if you feel like no one else believes in you, I believe in you. There is somebody out there who is rooting for you. So never, ever give up hope. Thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you next time.